So you run a healthcare business and you're really struggling on marketing it because, as we all know, healthcare is a very fragmented space, and it's one of those areas where people only come to you because they need your services, but then it's not always the case. So as a founder, as an entrepreneur who has set up a business in the healthcare space, what do you need to do? Ladies and gentlemen, I am Victor Ambuyo, the team lead at Madavi Agency, and in today's episode I'll be taking you through what blueprint you need to be able to market your healthcare business in 2024. Number one, building trust. As a healthcare business in 2024, you definitely need to leverage on building trust, especially to your consumers or to the people who are engaging in your products or services. One, you need to be very, very transparent in your dealings. Some of these things include, are you certified by the right bodies? Are you working with the right partners? Your products and services are certified by the government in whichever country that you're dealing with. And then also credibility. You really, really need to showcase people. This is what I'm giving you. This is what I'm offering you as a solution and a service provider. And this is what it will be able to impact you. So that's one of the things that you really, really need to be on top of your mind as a healthcare provider. And as much as you're building this transparency and credibility, you also need to showcase that, whether through the certifications that you have, whether through the partners, just be able to communicate that to the people that are reaching out to you to get those products and services. Number two, you need to understand your audience. We are in the digital space, but then you always find there's some different ways to communicate to the people who are engaging in your products and services. If you're taking advantage of digital means, be it social media, be it your website, be it through the communication channels that you employ, you definitely need to understand who's your audience, where they're sitting at, what's the easiest way to communicate to them. In some instances, in some cases, you might find as a healthcare provider, you need to reach out to people who are not on these platforms. So how do you really boil down to getting to them and getting to be able to give them what the products and services that you're offering in the easiest way to communicate to them and to reach out to them? So that's definitely the second thing that you should do, is understand where your audience is sitting at. The third thing you should do is to leverage the authenticity of your brands, your products or services. What does this mean? If it's through building testimonials, it's through building use cases and real life stories of the people who have been able to get your products or services, be able to do that. But then remember also, you're still within the compliance of the data protection laws. So don't just go out taking use cases or testimonies of people that have been able to engage with your services and pasting them out there on the internet. First, you really need to get that consent. Also, based on the nature of service, is this something that you really want to paste out there for the world to see? And there's also the person who you want to showcase. Are they really comfortable doing that? So you definitely need to be able to leverage authenticity, talk about what you've been able to do, share those use cases. But then again, all of this should be under the data protection laws and ensure that you don't get into any issues with the prevailing bodies at the time. And we go to number four. With number four, it's definitely, and I can't insist this enough, utilize digital platforms. We've worked with so many clients in the past that really never see the need for digital. They see it as just a means to an end. But then beyond that, it's also just something for building your brand. One, are you able to do this? Really be able to communicate what you do. And there's this way that you offer value. Instead of just using digital platforms to sell, also use it to be able to enhance your credibility, enhance your brand perception, use it to be able to give out information that people can easily find on the internet. But then instead of finding it in other places, you become the one-stop shop where they can be able to coalesce and get all this information through the content that you're providing, especially for healthcare companies and health tech space. Through one, are you able to give guides on how people need to take care of themselves, depending on what your business is focused on? What are some of the more or less benefits that you can offer without really going at a loss? So to you, it might be common knowledge. To many people that you're targeting, this is the information that will really impact their lives. So just be able to really leverage on that, send out this information, provide material that can be beneficial to your people. And this now, what this does, it helps in building your credibility as a brand and getting you there to where these people now convert to your customers. Number 5, focus on fostering a community engagement. So as a business, as a brand, you can't build in a silo. You definitely have to engage and coordinate with other people in your space to ensure that you have maximum impact to where you are, to the community that you're in. If it's through CSR projects, if it's through just being able to provide services to the community at absolutely no cost, be able just to plug into the ecosystem, plug into the space so that you can be able to be known for that. If there are drives or let's say initiatives that are taken by other bodies to promote the wellness and health of people, general people within your space, find a way for you as a healthcare business. How can you be able to plug into that space, and how can you be able to provide value and benefit? So you find what this does is essentially you become as a to-go-to person or to-go-to brand for specific needs and services. But then what you're doing is you're really enhancing that ecosystem, you're really enhancing being in that community, and now you're being known for essentially what you do or what products or services you provide. Number 6, focus on continuous improvement of whatever you're doing. Marketing, like any other business, has a lot of iterations, has a lot of feedback that you have to implement in for you to be able to know what works, what doesn't work. As a brand, what you should focus on is you're doing all these initiatives that you're recommending you to do, but then you have to go back to the drawing book and check, is this working for my brand or not? Sometimes you might realize what works for one brand might not necessarily work for the other one. So check on all these initiatives you're doing. Check what's the impact to my business? Is it creating the impact that it needs to create for the people, for my potential clientele, for people who want to work with us? What kind of impact are our efforts doing? So check on that and then continue iterating, rinse, repeat. That's the mantra we have at Madavi. And even for you as a healthcare business that's really focused on the marketing, it's something that should be on the forefront of your strategy. So everything that you do, always go back and check on the impact and then be able to really rework it if there's need for it to be done. So, are you a business in healthcare that's really struggling on how to market yourself? Are you a business that's really looking on how can you cultivate that brand so that it can be able to make sense to the people that you're looking for to engage with their business? Then look no more. At Madavi, that's precisely what we do. On a daily basis, we sit down, we strategize with different businesses in healthcare. We come out, we help you to communicate your marketing strategy, we help you to put it together, and we help you to execute it. And again, check on the data and be able to really give you the recommendations of what needs to be done. The steps that I just shared, that's essentially what's our boilerplate for what we do here at Madavi. But then if you're really struggling, then look further no more. Reach out to us through our socials, through our phone number, through our website, and we can be able to have a sit down with you and help you get your healthcare business to the next level.